Today I want to introduce you to one of my very favorite ways to self-manage pain. Did you know that pain and pleasure run on the same circuits in your brain? Think about that for a moment. When something is running on the same circuit, if we increase the volume of one thing, it decreases the volume of another. So when we increase our pleasure, our brain has less available energy to pay attention to pain. I like to call this exercise my pain reduction prescription. And what we do is we utilize our senses to help us really focus in on our pleasure and things we enjoy, activities that nourish us, and our gratitude. I want to give you a minute to go grab a pen and a piece of paper, or if you have a workbook that has this worksheet in it, feel free to grab that right now. The next thing that I'll do, go ahead and pause the video and go grab a pen and paper or the worksheet right now. The next thing that I want to do is walk you through all of your senses and things that you enjoy. So we'll start with I feel good when I look at. Take a moment to think about what you enjoy looking at. Sometimes people tell me that they enjoy seeing their grandchildren or their children. Some people prefer to look at nature scenery like a beach, a forest, a sunny day. Some people have mementos from travels that they've taken. Take a moment to write down 3 or 4 different things that you experience positive feelings when you take time to look at them. While you do that, I'm going to write our next one up on the board. The next one to think about is I feel good when I smell. Think about your very favorite smells. Sometimes people tell me it's the fresh air after a rain, or that scent that comes in the air right before it snows. Other people tell me they love the smell of the ocean or a very cold ski area. Sometimes people think about the smell of spaghetti, something they may have smelled that it was cooking when they were growing up, or the smell of homemade cookies as they bake. Take a minute to write down some of your favorite scents, and I'll write our next one up on the board. The next sense that we're going to focus on is our sense of hearing. Take a moment to think about what you enjoy listening to or hearing. Sometimes people tell me that they love the sound of children laughing. Some people tell me they love total silence. Other people love the sound of birds chirping or water running. Take a moment to think about what you enjoy listening to, and write down 3 or 4 things that make you feel good or joyous or pleasure when you listen to them. I'll put our next up on the board. Next, we're going to talk about taste. What types of things do you enjoy tasting? Take a moment to think about some of your very favorites. Is it bread, potatoes, strawberries, chocolate? Take a minute to write down 3 or 4 things that you know that you enjoy eating. I'll put our next one up on the board. The last one on our list today is our sense of touch. Take a moment to think about what you enjoy touching. Some people like to touch soft, satiny things. Some people like to carry a worry stone in their pocket. Some people enjoy touching herbs and plants, playing in the dirt. Think for a moment about what you like touching. After this, we're going to transition to a couple of other things to add to our list that aren't our 5 senses. I want you to take some time to think about what you enjoy doing that you can do right now. For example, sometimes taking a walk can bring us a lot of pleasure. Sometimes cooking is amazing. Some people like to garden. Some people like to swim. Think about activities you enjoy. And also think about activities that you enjoy even when your pain might be higher than it is right now. Sometimes that's a time for us to color or read or watch a good movie. Take a few minutes to write down at least 2 things that you enjoy doing when you're having a low pain day, and at least 2 things that you still can enjoy doing when you're having a moderate to high pain day. We've got one more thing to talk about. I'll put that on the board while you're writing. Did you think of a few things that you enjoy doing? I hope so. But if that one gives you any trouble, it's a good time to talk to a coach or a counselor to help you brainstorm some things that you enjoy doing even while you have pain, because enjoying doing them will help you manage the pain. The last one on our list is I am grateful for. The reason that we include this is that we all have a baseline level of happiness. When we're feeling happy, it may go up here, and when we're feeling sad, it goes down here. But we have sort of a general area. One of the things that if we practice gratitude intentionally that happens is we raise our baseline level of joy. So we can actually have more happiness and more joy and more contentment in our life. A gratitude practice looks like finding ways to practice gratitude every single day. This would be one example where we write down one thing that we're grateful for. Some people think about gratitude practices as having a gratitude journal where they challenge themselves to write down 1 thing or 3 things or 5 things that they're grateful for every day. The research has shown that if you are more detailed and specific, the results tend to be better. For example, I could say I'm grateful for my dog, and that would be a good and helpful thing. But if I take the time to say, I am so grateful for my dog because when I look at her and she wags her tail every time she sees me, I feel loved and appreciated. And I know that she loves it when I go over and I pet her and I give her kisses on top of her head and she gives me kisses back. I get extra gratitude and extra joy from being that specific and having that level of detail. So take a moment to think of something that you are grateful for and maybe use some of that extra space to be very detailed about why you feel grateful for that. You can always pause this if you need more time, I'm going to talk a little bit more about gratitude activities. In addition to gratitude journals, they have done some research about gratitude and found that one of the ways that you can do a gratitude activity is to write thank you notes to people who have been important in your life. We know that not everybody is still alive, but writing the thank you note is an important part of the process. Sending it, if somebody is still available to receive that thank you note, is an extra special treat because it probably will make their day and bring them joy. Some people like to do partnered gratitude journals where they pick a friend or a family member or a partner to do a gratitude journal with. So they might write their gratitude and then their partner might write what they're grateful for. And you can do this over a text stream, in a Google document. There's all kinds of creative ways to do this. I've known some people who will do it on paper and they mail it back and forth. It takes a little bit longer, but what a special treat to get mail a couple of times a week. We can also do gratitude meditations where we spend time really feeling the gratitude, the sense of peace, joy, and happiness for anything in our life that we are grateful for. If you're interested, you can look up gratitude exercises online. I want to give you one more hint. When we talk about things that feel good to smell, some people really enjoy the smell of peppermint. I want to talk about that as a specific way to be helpful with pain. Peppermint blocks the production of substance P in our brain, and substance P is one of the ways that helps our brain perceive pain. So peppermint oil and peppermint tea are two popular ways to actually turn down the volume knob on our pain. Peppermint essential oils you can actually put on your body, or some people will just put them on their hand and wave them in front of their nose. Peppermint tea, you're getting the benefit of smell and taste. I suppose maybe that's part of the reason that candy canes can bring so much joy. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate getting to share this exercise with people. One of my recommendations is when you have all this written down, you can make copies of it. I like to say I like to keep a copy in my nightstand, keep a copy in my purse or wallet, copy in the car, and maybe one other place in the house. When pain flares, or even when anxiety flares or stress flares, you can pull this out and shift your brain chemistry from focusing on the pain, anxiety, or stress into focusing on pleasure. And that will actually help with any of those things. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.